Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, it being Tuesday, I'm doing a tag. So this is the reading habits tag, and I was tagged by MJ at Reading This Life, so thank you very much, MJ. So this is by the looks of it quite an old tag, and I haven't been able to figure out who created it originally, but it's certainly old enough that I found a 5-year-old video of Steve Donahue looking like he was in his teens practically, doing the video, or doing the tag rather. So yeah, definitely one that's been around for a while. There are 12 questions, all fairly simple, so I will whiz through those, and do let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know, what your answers would have been to some of these questions. So the first question is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? And the answer to that is yes. So I have a chair in our living room where I tend to do my reading, particularly at the kind of mornings at the weekend. And also I have a nice chair in the back garden where, if the weather is warm enough and dry enough, I will sit and read, which kind of has a nice view overlooking the garden. So I like to sit out there with a cup of tea. Next question, bookmark or random piece of paper? I have been getting more into bookmarks recently, largely because of being subscribed to the Abominable Book Club. They do send out a nice bookmark with every box, bookmark or two in fact. But normally I favour or historically I have favoured a piece of paper or train tickets. I've always found are very good bookmarks. And I do enjoy forgotten bookmarks, so I do enjoy buying second-hand books and finding things that people have left in there as bookmarks. I've had photographs in the past, plane tickets. What else? Oh, my favourite one was I once found a letter that was like a letter of introduction from the master of a Masonic lodge in South America somewhere. I can't remember where it was. So that was definitely the best forgotten bookmark I've ever found. Question 3, can you stop reading can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter a certain amount of pages? I definitely favour stopping at the end of a chapter rather than mid-chapter. I will stop mid-chapter if I'm forced to, but I would feel much more comfortable stopping at the end of a chapter. Question 4, do you eat or drink while reading? I don't normally eat while reading, but I do definitely drink, typically tea. Question 5, multitasking, music or TV while reading. So the answer to this is yes and no. So if I am reading in like completely my own time, if that makes sense, when I'm alone, then I would normally not have music on. Occasionally I will have like instrumental music on, but I find it very difficult to read with like lyrics in the background. I find I get distracted by them, and also I would never ever have the TV on by choice when I was reading. Now that said, I do sometimes read in the evening, sitting in the lounge with my wife and she may be watching TV. So if it's the right book, I can make that work. But normally I prefer silence for reading. Question 6, reading at home or everywhere. So definitely everywhere. I always have some form of reading material with me. I used to work in an office not far from where I live, so it's about 4 miles away, and I used to walk to work and read while walking, 4 miles there and 4 miles back, so it was a decent amount of reading and walking every day. Nowadays I get the train to work, so apart from when I'm working from home, which is the majority of the time, but yeah, on the train I will read. If I'm going to the doctor's, I will take a book to read in the waiting room. I always carry a book with me in case I get caught short in a situation where I can read. I don't know if caught short is the right term for that sort of eventuality. Anyway, next question. Question 7, one book at a time or several at once? Definitely one book at a time. I'm a monogamous reader. I find if I read more than one book at a time, I read slower overall. So I will always try and just focus on one book at a time. Question 8, reading out loud or silently in your head. So, definitely silently in my head. That said, I did used to really, really enjoy reading to my son. So for the first 7, I suppose, plus years of his life. I read to him every night, and that was a very great pleasure. It's something I really enjoyed and do miss sometimes as well. Question 9, do you ever read ahead or even skip pages? Absolutely not. That's insanity. I would never do that. Question 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new? I don't deliberately. I'm not someone who gets a new book and cracks it like that, you know, for the pleasure of cracking it. So yeah, I generally try and treat my books with a reasonable amount of care. But equally, I don't get upset if the spines do get cracked. And you know, as a fan of old paperbacks, I'll dig one out. I've got, you know, plenty with, actually this one's spines are not in too bad a nick, especially as it's about 50 years old, I would have said. But yeah, I do not mind if the spines of my books do get broken. Question 11, do you write in your books? No, I don't. I can think perhaps over the years of a few books where I might have like underlined bits and dog-eared pages, but generally speaking, no, I wouldn't. I would not typically write in a book unless if it was a book of, like a non-fiction book of, you know, criticism for something I was researching or something like that. Then at that point, I might, you know, if that was the case, I might do. But otherwise, no, definitely not. Okay, right. Final question then. Question 12 is tag some others. So as I say, this is an old tag that's been around for a while. So I suspect many people will have done it already. But if you haven't and you fancy doing it, then consider yourself tagged. But in terms of people I was going to specifically tag, I don't think any of these people have done it. So the first one is Genius Daniela, who, despite the fact she reads completely different books from me, I think has an absolutely wonderful channel, and I'm really, really enjoying her videos at the moment. Next up is lettaceline, who is a very new booktuber, so only started quite recently, but her videos are fantastic. Really thoughtful and insightful videos, and really professionally done as well. Incredibly watchable videos, very, very good. I definitely recommend you check out her channel. And also paxpanic, one of my favourite horror tubers, whose channel is always entertaining and always colourful. And definitely worth checking out. So those are the 3 people I will tag for this. So if any of you 3 see it, then please do feel free to do the tag. But equally, if you don't want to, or you have already done it, then feel free to ignore me. So yes, that was the reading habits tag. Hope you enjoyed that. As I say, let me know what your reading habits are in the comments. Let me know how you would have responded to these questions. As always, hope you're all safe and well and reading good stuff, and I will speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.